pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Alvarez.
Here.
Councilman Cullen.
Here.
Councilwoman Eckhart.
Here.
Councilwoman Hudak. Here. Supervisor Hay.
Here. Notations exit in the front, in the rear, an electronic device, please put it on vibrate. I make a motion to come out of the executive session. No action was taken.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. I make a motion to open the public hearing for the 2017 budget.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone here this evening to speak to the 2017 budget for the town of Southeast? Seeing none, I make a motion to close the public hearing.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
First on the agenda this evening is a presentation by the Putnam County Sheriff's Department and Captain Martin. You're on. And thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Evening, everyone. I guess I'll go over with some of the numbers specifically to the town of Southeast regarding calls for service that law enforcement has here. Just so you're aware of how busy we are. And these are numbers from year to date. Year to date, 1,267 traffic summonses. 176 911 hangups. Motor vehicle accidents, 226 automobile accidents. Another 31 that were personal injury auto accidents. 785 traffic stops. Assisted at 273 aided or ambulance calls. Responded to 197 commercial alarms, another 150 residential alarms, had done over 2,000 security checks regarding homes, businesses, Operation Safeguard, dark house checks, responded to 63 calls for emotionally disturbed or mental health cases. 31, I already got the personal injury accident, sorry about that. 37 family disputes or domestic incidents. 20 fraud or identity theft cases, really regarding the IRS cases that you've seen in the news. 7 aggravated harassment, 2 animal cases regarding work with the SPCA and the dog control officer. 8 assault cases, 13 burglaries, 12 criminal mischief cases, 5 disabled vehicles, 32 larcenies, 5 missing persons cases, 3 sex offense cases, 2 stolen vehicles. Drug-wise, drug arrest stats are 25 drug buys in the town of Southeast, 57 arrests in the town of Southeast regarding drugs. A couple things currently that we're working on is larceny at the Unilock, where a gas tamper was stolen on August 30th in the overnight. Another attempted burglary on August 27th at the Valero gas station, where they cut the power out there and they tried to gain entry, but the alarm had tripped and scared the assailant off. The gun shop, just this past week, they broke the glass, tried to get into the gun shop there. A little concern there because once you get in the gun shop, the guns aren't locked, and there's no cages or anything like that, so that's a concern.
Where is that gun shop?
It's right next to the Bull in the Barrel in that little strip mall there where Tina's Hair Salon and
How long have they been there?
they're pretty recent, within a year, within this year.
Total something.
We had September 17th, a gas-powered electric generator and a weed trimmer stolen off a shed off 610 Milltown Road. One of our investigators is working that. And we had some car break-ins off Old Milltown there, along with the state police. And I know state police, within the last week, they apprehended somebody on those car break-ins, and they're looking to close out a few of the ones that haven't been closed out yet. So that's the busy work that we have going on so far this year in the town of Southeast. It's anywhere from 105 to 130 calls for service every month that the sheriff's responding to. I know there was a concern about communication. We have 911, we have the 4300 number you can call. We're on Facebook, we're on social media, we're on Twitter. We probably could do a little more with sending out on some of these open things that I just mentioned to you, that we could put them out on social media, some of them, or I will now that I shared it with all of you. But a lot of times we keep stuff close to the chest early on for investigative purposes, for when we're doing our interviews on suspects. So, but we'll, when there's missing people or there's certain things that we feel that we need to share with the community or public, we will. And that's pretty much what I have for you. If you have any questions for me, feel free to.
There's a lot of people here from Milltown Road, because that's
Sure.
mainly why we had this evening. I think one of the bigger concern is there any way to communicate, if an incident happens on Milltown, you mentioned two in particular, to get it out, and how would we get it out to those residents? I mean, some have neighborhood watches. I don't know if it could be
Right.
posted to a neighborhood watch, but we need some kind of an official, a sheriff's department. I don't want a neighborhood watch person putting something out. We want, the facts of the case. Is it a particular
Right.
van, color, description of the person? Do they ever do anything like that?
Well, Deputy Schmidt, he handles all the neighborhood watch programs, and there's only a few that are really active in the whole county. The ones that are active, he'll come up to us on a weekly basis. We'll sit down with him, tell him what's going on with those cases, and he shares them with those neighborhood watch programs. But I know a lot of the neighborhood watch programs, they go defunct, and or they don't have a line of communication with Deputy Schmidt. They start it, and then they don't continue that line of communication with him or Sergeant Schmidt. So I don't know if that's the case here. If there is an issue with that, then I need to address that and take care of that.
Would someone from the anyone would like to speak to the issue?
I know we were in communication, Captain McNamara was in
If you are,
communication.
just come up and we'll get you when you come
With
up.
Jay Ryan.
He's here in the audience.
Is Jay here?
Yes.
Jay, Captain Mack responded back. I know you sent an email to him. He responded back, gave you answers on the ones that you guys were concerned with on Milltown.
He did indeed, Captain Martin.
Mr. Ryan, if you would just come up to the mic as well, so everyone can hear you.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Hague. Thank you, Supervisor Hague. Thank you.
Want me to step aside? Or?
Yeah, you can share it.
My name is Jay Ryan, and I'm chairman of the Milltown Association. And you're absolutely right, Captain Martin. I did, because the Milltown Association and all of our people, the residents in the community, were concerned about what we perceived to be an increase in crime in that area. You mentioned a few of the incidents. There were others to which the state police responded. I did write to the Sheriff's Department just to report what we had observed, and I got a very helpful response from Captain McNamara, but you've raised something tonight that we want to explore. What we do when we see an incident like that is we send it out to our members and everybody that we have on our email list. It's not a formal community neighborhood watch program, but maybe if you think it would be more effective, maybe we should implement something like that.
Mr. Ryan, if you could just speak into the mic, if you would, so everyone
I'm
can hear
sorry.
you. He'll still hear you.
I'm sorry,
Not a
right,
problem.
of course, thank you, Supervisor Hay. As I said, the way we get the word out to our members is we send information to our email addressees. And we did that in the cases of the car break-ins on Old Milltown Road. We did that in the case of Bill Lawrence's, the theft of the tools from his house on Milltown Road. And there were a few other incidents involving suspicious solicitation attempts and things of that nature. Perhaps from what you say, the more effective way would be to have a formal neighborhood watch program established so that everyone, not only in our association, but everyone in the community would know how to report and when to report incidents like that. So what I'd like to do then, I'd like to consult with, you mentioned Deputy Schmidt.
Sergeant Cargine, you want to contact the supervisor.
Sergeant Cargine?
Sergeant Kevin Cargine.
All right, why don't I do that?
Just not to interrupt, Jay, I spoke to Pete Conry the other night. I saw him, and we were discussing this and confirming that Captain Martin was coming. But he asked me to ask the board and ask Tony if I could be the official liaison to the town board.
Okay.
And then any information that the sheriff's department feels should be disseminated, and not everything should be, but whatever they feel should be,
Okay.
they will send to me related to Southeast, and then I will forward it. If it's Milltown, I'll forward it to you, and then you can forward it to everybody, just as a way to get the word out as quick as possible. I mean, it's only as quick as people checking their emails,
Right,
but
right.
just about everyone has smartphones nowadays. And,
Right.
You know,
Well, that would be in response to an incident.
Right.
What I'm considering also is what we should do when we our members or people in our area see something, and how best to get that information to the sheriff's department. We're well aware of the phone numbers that are available to us, but I guess first thing is call the sheriff's department and then get the word out through a neighborhood watch through information that is fed through you, right?
There's a current case that's going on, like you have this, what's going on with this, the stolen generator,
Right.
the weed whacker, and some of the other things that
Right.
are going on.
Right.
There's an investigator that's assigned to that case, whoever that family is, they know that that's investigator Jim Babcock who's handling that. So if the community knows that Jim Babcock is the one handling those cases,
Mhm.
he's the guy you're gonna wanna get on the phone with and talk to, because he's tracking down leads, he's communicating with the state police,
Right.
so he's probably, and that's gonna be on a case-by-case scenario.
Of
depending on the
course.
case.
Of course. Of
and
course.
the reason Milltown Road is somewhat unique is you have 2 states and 3 towns all meet at the top,
Right.
town of New Fairfield and
Right.
city of Danbury, along with, Putnam County. So,
And
sometimes, something may happen on the Danbury side of Milltown Road. I don't know, if, New Fairfield knows and vice versa. So,
Well, we're communicating with those folks, all the time. We had an armed robbery up at Subway in Patterson, 2 nights ago. And that we've been communicating with the folks from Danbury and Fairfield, over the last 2 days, and we were able to bring that guy into custody this morning. So we are communicating. Law enforcement is sharing a lot of intelligence today, probably more than ever. So.
And as someone pointed out to me, Bob, another unique feature of Milltown Road is it's easy to get out of quickly. So that an incident, something can happen.
People are
something-
sneaking through here from Connecticut.
or from 684 or Route 6. It's easy to get out of that area very quickly if something bad happens. Well, all right, then let's do that. We'll set up a
Maybe sit down with Sergeant Cargane, Bob,
Right.
yourself,
Okay.
and whoever, else is interested in
All
doing
right.
this, and we'll,
let's do that. Now, I would like to say on behalf of the Milltown Association and on behalf of everybody in the Milltown area that we know that the Sheriff's Department wants to keep our neighborhoods safe and peaceful, and that you do a tremendous job for that. We know that you cover a lot of territory. And the response to my letter, I think, is typical of the type of protection that we get from the Putnam County Sheriff's Department. So on behalf of our association and our residents, I want to thank you, and I want to thank the Sheriff's Department for that. We know we cover a lot of territory, but as I said in my email that I sent to the department, the more white sedans with red stripes that we see in the area, the better we like it.
We do a lot of traffic. I was looking through the blotters, and I know we do a lot of traffic stuff.
Well, that's another issue. Of course, speeding and reckless driving on Milltown Road is a chronic and an endless condition. I happened to be up at 5:30 this morning for something, and I mean to tell you, 50, 60 miles an hour on Milltown Road is the minimum. But we know that you do everything that you can do to keep us safe, keep it orderly in the area, and we want to thank you for that. And again, the more white sedans with red stripes we see in the area, the better we like it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks very much for scheduling this. Appreciate it. And we'll get together and we'll get something set up on the order of the community watch thing that we're talking about.
I'll talk to you in the next day or so,
Yep.
and we'll set down a date. Okay?
Thank you.
Could, and Southeast will echo the comments made by Mr. Ryan as far as protection, security, and everything. You do an excellent job.
Thank you.
Tony, could I ask just a couple of questions?
One.
Sorry, go ahead.
2 minutes.
Not for you, Jay, for Captain Martin.
I think you walked away with half my paperwork.
Uh-oh,
No.
top secret, watch out.
Get out the
This
cuffs.
one you did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's yours.
See, I'm ready to lock this guy up, and you're giving me
See, it's good I wanted to ask another question,
It's the
jeez.
front page of the response I got from
That's it.
Captain McNamara. I have it right here, too.
Here, this is yours.
That's what I found,
Thank you.
okay. So just so that folks at home watching this understand, when there's a robbery or a problem in an area, you'll communicate that to Councilman Cullen, and then you'll dispense what should be dispensed to different neighborhoods, is that
Right.
correct? That would be very helpful, because a lot of times there's so many rumors, and some people are, it would help them really lock up and take care of their place better, I think, for when something's going on. And also, as far as the gun shop, were any recommendations made, I know, to the gun shop owner?
We made some recommendations,
Great.
but I don't believe there's anything else we could do.
No,
other than
no,
make those
and there isn't in our code either, I just wanted to see if, because that's a little scary, so, okay,
It is.
thank you.
So in essence, then, probably what we should encourage then is different homeowners associations then to give give whoever are the lead people, presidents of the association, whatever, to speak to you, Bob, correct?
Right.
Regarding contact, because then you would, let's say hypothetically,
Like I know Brewster Heights has a
Yeah, Peaceable Hill.
active situation, neighborhood group.
Neighborhood watch, yeah.
Yeah, Peaceable Hill does, so I do have their contacts.
Right,
And we have a
Right.
new neighborhood association with Maple and Crosby and Marnell, so.
Right.
It's not a neighborhood watch, but it would be a good way to disseminate information, so.
so if there are that kind of groups, homeowners associations, whatever, then they'd contact Bob, and then your offices would be contacting Bob regarding something, okay.
There's certain things we're going to put out right away. If,
Right.
if we have a subject that's barricaded and is a threat to the immediate area, or if there is a missing vulnerable child or something to that effect, we're going to put out a reverse 911 right away. Other things will be a case by case.
Right.
You don't want to cry wolf all the time and
No.
get
Then people don't
in-
listen. That's,
Right,
that
exactly.
was
No.
what Amber Alert's all
Right.
about. It's really just for the
Certain
things that are
emergencies.
really, so.
Okay, anyone else from the public? Captain Martin, thank you for coming this evening.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, next on the presentation will be Southeast Museum, Amy Campanaro.
Hello.
Ed?
Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you for asking me to come. Is that good? I'm always so short for these microphones. I don't really know where I go. Councilwoman Lynn Eckhart asked me to come, so I'm very happy to come and to speak to the town board and to the town about what the Southeast Museum does and a little about history about the Southeast Museum and give kind of a recap of 2016 and where we're going in 2017. For those of you who don't know, and I know you guys know, the Southeast Museum is in its 53rd year. We started in 1962 as a temporary museum in honor of Putnam County's 125th birthday. And according to the local paper and Brewster Standard, supposedly, because we know how they like to exaggerate, supposedly 9,000 people came to the storefront museum in 3 months. And then community leaders decided we needed a permanent museum, and we became a permanent museum in July 1st, 1963, with our home in Old Town Hall. And that's when we got our charter through the New York State Education Department. So from 1963 till today, we've been in Old Town Hall, and that's how we are, founded through the New York State Education Department. So we kind of had about a 6-month lease in 1962, but we're in our 53rd year. And as all of you know, we put on exhibits at the Southeast Museum. We have 5 ongoing exhibits about the town's Southeast history. This year we have 4 extra exhibits, or what we call temporary exhibits, just for the year, for our season. And many of you council people have come to our openings, and they are tools of the trade. We have one on quilting and sewing. Also, we have one on Bob Dylan, which was a little odd for us, but Bob Dylan has a tie to Putnam County. It has, not so much history-wise, but he did a photo shoot in Putt Valley. So we were able to put some Bob Dylan in and basically increase our audience of people who we serve. So that's why we did that exhibit. So we're very happy with those. And some highlights of this past year is all our programs we offer are for free. We don't charge for any of our programs. And there's, of course, a suggested donation to come to the museum, but entrance into the museum is free. If you'd like to give us something, we're happy, but there's no charge for that, for people to come in. We try to include everybody of all socioeconomic backgrounds to come into the museum. So we have 10 children programs this past year, and new to us is now we have our educator is bilingual, so we're able to offer our programs in English and in Spanish, which is a great benefit to us. We also have had 3 free music programs, 2 outdoor concerts, and 1 indoor concert. We receive funding from the New York State Council on the Arts, which we're very proud of. That's a New York State granting agency, and we get general operating support from that. And they really don't give out general operating support anymore to new organizations. So we've been doing that for the last few years. So we're very happy that we get that. Of course, we receive funding from the town of Southeast. We've received funding from Putnam County, from membership, and then from different community foundations and other grant agencies, small grant agencies here and there. One thing that we do is that we sponsor Space at Ryder Farm. Space at Ryder Farm is an artisan residency program at the historic Ryder Farm on Star Ridge Road, and they were founded about 5, maybe 6 years ago, and we are their county sponsor, so they can apply for Putnam Arts Council funding. And they go through us, and so if we were not their sponsor, they would not be able to go for funding, and they do their Sharing Space program, which is community outreach to the town of Southeast and Putnam County through that funding that we help them attain. So we also help out other nonprofits within the town of Southeast. Interesting things that we do, and I know everyone knows that we do programs and we have exhibits, but what we really do is we collect all the material culture, or if you will, all the stuff that has to do with the history of Southeast. We have about 8,000 artifacts. They range from clothing, we have underwear, we have, bustles, we have anything, corsets, we have stockings, we have canoes, we have rifles, we have arrows, we have arrowheads. We have a 128-year-old cucumber that's been preserved. I mean, we have the oddest things that you could have, but we have whatever. Basically, our mission is we have to collect the history of the town of Southeast. So if something was made in Southeast or used by a prominent person in Southeast, we have it. So it's very, very broad-ranging. We have photographs, we have maps, reservoirs, Tilly Foster Iron Mine, early farming. It's just this whole big collection. So not only do we put them on display, but we house them and make sure they don't deteriorate. So we preserve them and take good care of them. And that's also part of our mission that people, I don't think, realize that we do. they see our programs, but they don't know behind the doors and in our block building, we're preserving all of this stuff so that future generations can learn from. So we also do a lot of genealogy for people who come in and are interested, or house history. So we kind of do that component. We help the children with their school reports. We go to the 4th grade, and we'll be going to the 2nd grade this year and giving free programs and presentations to the school, telling them, where do you live? Where is Southeast? Why is Southeast important? And we bring in artifacts and supplement what we're talking to and the kids can, we bring in artifacts that we have duplicates of, so the kids can touch the artifacts and actually, put on a neck yoke and carry it around and see what it feels like to carry buckets of water on their shoulders. So we kind of do a little bit of the administration stuff, of writing the grants and doing that, and then we do the programming and just the collecting of all our history. And we were featured on the Fireball Run TV show, which was recently, came to Putnam County about 2 weeks ago, and very interesting, we have, due to our website, Borden Milk Factory, we had the KBS, the Korean Broadcasting System, came to the Southeast Museum all the way from Korea to do a documentary about Borden milk and safe milk. This is in KBS, the Korean Broadcasting System. This is their 2nd documentary on milk. Their 1st documentary was the highest viewed in Korea about milk. So they went to 8 different countries talking about milk and how they preserve milk and what they do to milk. And they came to Putnam County and they came to the Southeast Museum. And we were featured in that documentary, which is pretty cool that people in Korea are unfortunately looking at me talking about Borden milk, but are learning about Southeast's history and Borden and why is that important. So we have a draw not just from the residents of Southeast, from Brewster, Putnam County, and then of course Fairfield County and Westchester, but even throughout the world. We have people emailing me about artists that we have, people from Germany. What's this? Can we do research on that? So we really have a lot that goes on behind the scenes of, like I said, all this genealogy research. But the KBS was the most interesting to date of this year. So I thought that was pretty neat. So if anyone wants to see the video, I will autograph you a copy and then give it to you. So it's in English with Korean subtitles. So you can understand what I'm saying. But other than that, I just want to, thank the town for your support. Thank you. Like I said, we've been in Old Town Hall for 53 years. We wouldn't be able to have a museum if it wasn't for your support of giving us a home and then, of course, giving us financial assistance. So we thank you for that. Going into 2017, we are looking to do, we have big anniversaries coming up. 1917 anniversary of us going into World War I in the United States. And we have a lot of home front, we have a lot of soldiers that fought from Southeast in World War I. So we'll be doing a World War I exhibit. We're collecting and doing all the history there, looking through the photographs we have and the uniforms of local people that fought in the war. And the, not only soldiers, but the home front as well. And then 1917 is the anniversary, 100th anniversary of women getting the right to vote in New York State. So that's also very big. And we have a big suffragette and temperance movement, which was in Putnam County, and temperance movement abstaining from alcohol. And the temperance movement and suffrage kind of went together, and that's how women became more organized through the temperance movement and then to get the right to vote. So those are our 2 big exhibits that we're going to do for 2017. But if anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to entertain your questions. We have a website, southeastmuseum.org. We have a Facebook page, but we're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for new membership. If anyone would like to support us as a member of the museum, we'd be happy to have you. And we're always looking for anything that you may have in your attics or, that is worthwhile, that tells the story of the town of Southeast. Because the history that we collect is a history of all of us. It's, it might be your pair of socks, but 100 years from now, that's going to be important. It might be your toothbrush, but that's going to be important in 100, 150 years, So it's very interesting, at least I find it very interesting, how we preserve everything, and that at 53 years old, we're still going forward, we're still going strong, which is pretty good for a small nonprofit in these economic times. So thank you very much for your support.
Excellent presentation.
And I have a quick question. Can you tell everyone your hours?
Oh,
Days
thank you.
open?
We are open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 to 3 are our hours. Unfortunately, I'm the only one that's there. Tuesdays, and we have more people. So if I have a meeting, I put a note in the door and I have to run out. Now that it's the fall season, we're not as active. We don't have as many events. We have most of our events are spring and summer and through October. We have a few events in November, adult events, and then we have our big caroling December 3rd when we carol up and down Main Street and light the Christmas tree and things like that.
Right.
But those are our hours.
And then you'll have, when you're closed in the winter, that goes up on your website.
Yeah,
so
when we're
people
closed in
can
winter,
just-
that goes up on our website. We close the end of December through April, and then we try to open up in April or May, depending on how warm it is out.
So, And also, I was really impressed that you removed a snake from the ramp.
Oh, my goodness. We've had, yes, we have
She
there was
removed
a
this in
snake.
here.
Yeah, I had to put that in because I was trying to walk, and I walked over, I straddled it, and then I saw it, and if you would have seen me, I probably jumped into the roof to get away from the snake, so. And you crawled up the brick until he fell down. So I went out the alleyway door.
And that's why you had to set the mouse traps, right?
Oh, God. Don't even get me started. It's that time of year.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amy. It was
Thank you
great.
very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks, Amy.
have a good evening.
You too.
Okay, we have nothing scheduled for the work session this evening, so I'll make a motion, we go to the regular portion of the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I waive the reading of the correspondence. Number 2 is approval of the voucher list, $612,850.47. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Setting of the meeting dates and public hearings. All meetings will be held at 1360 Route 22, Brewster, New York, at 7 p.m. unless otherwise noted. Thursday, November 3rd, 2016. Thursday, November 17th, 2016. And tonight, we're going to add, set a public hearing for 512 Teneda Lake Road. It's the Triangle House when you're coming down Brewster Hill Road, the house that sits right there in the middle. I was asked earlier where their septic is, don't know, but it's somewhere around there. And they want to be delisted from the historic sites because it was improperly noted at one point in time. So we're going to have a public hearing on that for the 17th of November. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Waive the reading of the budget transfers.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 5, resolution health reimbursement arrangement for HRA. Okay. Resolved that the form of amended and restated welfare benefit plan effective June 1, 2016, presented to this town board, and a copy of which is attached hereto, is hereby approved and adopted, and that the supervisor of the town of Southeast is hereby authorized and directed to execute and deliver an administrator of said plan, one or more counterparts of the plan, and be further resolved that the administrator shall be instructed to take such action that the administrator deem necessary and proper in order to implement the plan and to set up adequate accounting and administrative procedures for the provision of benefits under the plan, and be further resolved that the supervisor shall act as soon as possible to deliver the employees of the town of Southeast the adoption of the plan, and deliver to each employee a copy of the summary plan description of the plan, which summary plan description is hereto is hereby approved. And for those in attendance, it's for the MVP plan that we have here in the town of Southeast. That's what this pertains to. So move for discussion.
Second.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Number 6 is a resolution settlement of certiorari proceedings. Now therefore be resolved that the town board of the town of Southeast does hereby accept the recommendations of the professional advisors and authorizes the town attorney to execute a stipulation of settlement, consent judgment, and/or order of consent in accordance with recommendations for the following. Petitioner, VITA, it's VITA, tax ID 57.5-3-1.1, year 2016, assessment $649,000, settle assessment $540,000. And be further resolved that the town attorney is hereby authorized and directed to execute any and all stipulations, consent orders, or other documents necessary to reflect the foregoing settlement. So move for discussion.
Second.
Question,
Yes,
what's the address on that? Do we know?
the address, I don't have the address, only the tax
Is that
ID
a-
number.
It's a commercial property, right?
Residential?
No.
Residential.
Thank you. Just
Brewster
curious.
Hill's popular tonight.
Just,
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next is the refuse collection contract. We put forward 3 resolutions, not known until our discussion earlier this evening, to determine the award of the contract. Recommendation had been made, and we're going to go to 7C, resolution, refuse district awards contract for refuse collection and removal from condominium and townhouse residential properties. Award of contract for refuse collection and removal from residential properties. There was thought of possibly splitting, and this was the final resolve. Now therefore be resolved that the town board of the town of Southeast hereby finds and determines that upon review of all foregoing data, the lowest responsible bidder for the provision of refuse collection and removal services to the town of Southeast Garbage and Refuse District is Suburban Carting, pursuant to bid received on October 5, 2016, for a contract to commence January 1, 2017, and ending on December 31st, 2019, in the initial amount of $1,756,170. Resolved that per year, and be further resolved that Supervisor B and is hereby authorized to execute any and all agreements, notices, and to forward notice to proceed to Suburban Carting for a contract term of 3 years commencing January 1, 2016, and ending December 31st, 2019. So moved for discussion.
Second.
Second, I'm sorry, did you say 2016 instead of 17? Did you?
If I did,
I heard-
it was near
heard
commencing
six.
January 1, 2017,
Thank you.
ending December 31st, 2019.
Tony, just so you know, when you read the resolved, you forgot the word contracts on the bottom of the first page, which I think you want to make sure to add in.
Where are we at?
It's underneath resolved, you said that the supervisor be and hereby is authorized to execute any and all contracts, agreements, and notices.
Okay, what is it, contract or not?
You just skip contracts, so I,
Okay, thank you. Discussion. Roll call vote.
Councilman Alvarez.
Once, he's got a, he'll be right here.
Edward,
Roll
doing a
call
roll call
vote.
vote on the contract.
Yes.
Councilman Cullen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Eckhart.
yes.
Councilwoman Hudak.
Yes.
Supervisor Hay.
Yes. Number 8, before we go to number 8, I'd like to waive the rules, and we spoke this evening, we had Captain Martin here. I'm going to ask to waive the rules to put forward a motion this evening to appoint Robert Cohen as a deputy sheriff liaison from the town of Southeast.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
On the motion itself, I move. The first one is to allow it to come to
I'll
this.
second again.
Second again? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. You're the official liaison to the sheriff's department.
I got a stipend for him?
Yeah,
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
all the information they can provide you, and you can forward to the people. Okay, next is the supervisor's financial report. We had the budget hearing this evening. No one came to speak to it. It's posted on the webpage. It's the best we can do with the times. We kept it under the tax cap again. Appreciate my colleagues' help in getting this prepared, getting it out. As far as the report this evening, it's basically the same old, I hate to say it, but we still have the outside council line, and of course, the outside, Tom Fenton, Jacobson, engineering. It's, because of the lawsuits, we have to go out to that individual, and it's piling up. But other than that, we're staying within the budget, and everything seems to be pretty good.
And hopefully it doesn't snow that much this year.
Well, I heard a report tonight, I heard early on it was supposed to be a super heavy winter. Now tonight they're saying it's 50-50. Guess what? When we wake up in the morning, we'll know.
Tony, can you just tell everyone what the tax cap was, what we stayed on?
It was 0.06%. And if you want to talk about not having anything to work with, you have nothing to work with. Many of the contracts we have, especially health insurance, they're going up 10 to 12%. It's amazing what we are forced to do. And all these, I hate to say it, the politicians up in Albany are bragging, they're, oh, I support the tax cap. Well, I wish they'd go back and rethink their position. Keep the tax cap, but at least allow us to have some kind of movement. Or if they want to keep the tax cap, keep their promise and do something to relieve our, our burdens. And they do absolutely, well, I won't say absolutely nothing. They do help a little bit, but not to the extent that they do. So it's a very difficult thing to do. Some towns go over, but it's tough. So 0.06%, last year was a little bit higher, was still under 1%. And I'm telling you right now, I can't show you one contract that we have or any of the health insurance, nothing goes up 0.5% or 1%. More like 10, 12, and these are the big number items. These aren't the small Mickey Mouse little items. These are big numbers, and it really is difficult to do. We do it, we cut back, we do everything humanly possible, and we shop the best we can, but at some point in time, the camel's back is gonna have to break, because it's just not gonna work. So, We've done it now, I think this at least the fourth year that I've been here that we've done it, but it's not an easy task. Now, some places have a lot more money. They have sales tax and things of that nature, so they have a lot more money to play with. On our end, we have nothing extra to play with.
Tony, can I, this is a small item, but on Lakeview Manor, the electric and fuel seemed really high. And the reason I noticed and looked it up is because Historic Sites meets there, and I'm the liaison, and last night the AC was really on. It's either very warm or very cold. Do you know, and I didn't look, if it's got a programmable thermostat?
I believe it does, but the fact that it's programmed, sometimes people that use the facilities don't use the program or interfere with the program. Because I know the seniors meet there a lot. It's actually their building.
Right.
And I get the same complaint there. It's too cold, it's too hot, and there's no pleasing everybody. It's pretty tough.
No, and I'd really like our seniors to be really comfortable, but I think
Yeah, but do you want
after
them hot or cold?
hours, it's.
How do you want them,
Somebody's
hot or
got to shut
cold?
it off.
No, well, that's the problem. It's either,
Yeah.
it's been very, very warm in the winter and very cold in the summer.
Yeah, but even the seniors themselves, some are cold, some are hot. So it's a difficult thing to do.
But I
But
think
go ahead.
yesterday
But-
it was like 80 degrees, so
No,
somebody
no, I
probably
know,
put
but
the
we meet there at
air
7:30 at night,
Right,
so
but
it
nobody
seems
shut
like
it off,
it's,
though. That's what I'm
yeah,
probably
so we
saying.
really, I mean, I think the charges are like $7,000 a year for, I mean, it's a lot. I just think maybe we could do more there to cut something.
I think we should have you go there every night and check the thermostat.
Okay,
I think that will work great.
that's what apparently I'm gonna have to do. Thanks, Tony.
I'm gonna be liaison
Now, we'll look
Yeah.
into it.
Okay, if
She
we
wants to be
could,
liaison?
to the thermostat.
to the thermostat liaison,
Want to
perfect
make
for
a
me.
motion to waive the rules?
Thanks. And the one thing that I think we really should, I know we've gone around the bend about this, but I was looking at the health insurance costs, and they're extremely expensive. And I think we really should look into whether part-time officials, meaning us, should be eligible. I was speaking to the supervisor in Kent, and they no longer get, they do not get insurance anymore, health insurance. So I think we can grandfather in or do what we need to do, but before the next election, I think that might be something we might want to tackle. It really would be a savings for the town.
Okay. You tried it once before, you never know. We'll see
I
what
know, I think we should revisit it. If the outcome's the same, it's the same, but I think we owe it to ourselves and to the residents just to take a look at that again.
Okay. Anyone else? Public comment? Town board comment? Did someone say?
Yes.
Want to comment on behalf of the town board or yourself? Only kidding. No, come on.
No.
This is what my comment's gonna be. You all have microphones, but I can't hear anything back there. And you talk so fast, Supervisor.
I want to get the meeting open.
Well, but I'd like to hear something. I don't understand anything. And
Now you have to talk into the
now,
mic so
am I
he can pick it
right or
up.
wrong now? Are we getting another,
Are we what?
garbage collection?
What about it?
Are we getting another one, suburban carting instead of AAA?
We've had, I think, suburban carting in the past, I believe, I don't know, but yes, we are.
But we've had AAA lately,
Correct.
and they've been very
5 years.
good.
I agree.
Why are we changing?
We put it out to bid, and there was someone else who bid accordingly.
Suburban bid less than them?
Yes, they did.
That's too bad. Another thing I'd like to,
Now, when I
Yeah.
say that, that's for a full contract, both condominiums and residential units. They were lowest bidder.
okay. I notice you all have microphones, but where does it come out there, I don't hear anything. I hardly heard what was going on tonight.
One, you should
I
sit closer would be helpful.
Would it be helpful?
I think
Yeah,
we
but
probably
obviously
we get
there's no
sloppy and we don't
microphone. I mean,
talk.
there's no,
But is this
outlet
just
for
for
the-
TV though? No, it does.
It comes on the sides. You see on the ceiling, the little round things?
yeah,
Okay.
but,
Yeah.
I was even looking.
And there are none in the back, so that's
All right,
probably why it's
whatever.
difficult.
And
We gotta
next
speak
time-
Sorry
up.
about that, maybe,
That's
Yeah,
it.
I always think I'm on top of it, but next time raise your hand so we know, early on. So that we know we're not speaking clearly or loudly enough for you.
oh, okay.
All right, we'll talk loud.
Who said it's never, oh, thank you very much.
Okay, we'll look into it, but this is what we
All right,
provided. so-
another, can I
Peanut
ask a
gallery.
question?
Of course.
Sure.
With this refuse collection, if you want to get rid of a mattress, you have to wrap it up?
Yes.
Where do you get these wrappings, do you know?
Home Depot, I just heard.
Home Depot?
Yes.
That's what I,
Probably Palmer's. I would-
Where do you get them?
Home Depot.
Home Depot, oh, okay, thank you.
Now,
Thank-
just so you have clarification, because of bed bugs and the people that have to use, pick up the mattresses,
Yeah.
that's
Right.
why we have to get them wrapped. That's why it's included.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Not that you have them, but this way it
No,
prevents
I
it.
know.
Okay.
I understand, I understand. My neighbor again, the one that I wrote you about a few months ago, they've got a mattress out again, a double one or a whatever, queen size one.
Email me
Yes.
with the address.
I will, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Jay Ryan again, and I didn't come prepared to comment on the financial report, but I think I would be remiss in not saying, at least personally, and I'm sure for everyone in the Middletown Association in our area, that the town board has done an amazing job in keeping the budget at a 0.06% increase. I don't know how you did it, but I want to thank you for it. I know that the taxpayers in the town of Southeast are very grateful, and I want to express my gratitude also. Thank
we
you.
really have to thank Tony for that, because he does the yeoman's job, he really does, so.
Well, I'm aware generally of the mandates that the state imposes on municipalities like the town of Southeast and on the county, and I can only imagine the numbers and the annual increases that those mandates require. So however you did it, my hat's off to you. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Thank
Jay.
you.
Thank you, Jim.
Anyone else from the public?
Yes.
Town board?
If nobody else.
I have one thing, but.
Okay, now, just one quick comment. I'd just like to congratulate one of the Brewster Village officers, Nick Mirko. He works our court security here. He's been here for a couple of years. He's resigning from Brewster PD. He just got a job at the City of Middletown Police Department, a full-time job. He's a very nice young guy and good police officer, and I know the courts are very upset. They're going to miss him. But I just want to wish him well.
No, thank you. And we're going to wish Dina Colavito. Now, none of you heard her name. I've seen her name now for the past 6 months. She's the one who's responsible for your nice blacktop in front of Route 22, our building, that we've waited for 30-plus years. Not only that, she got it done in 2 days. So she's the engineer in charge by the New York State DOT for this project. I have never had such excellent communication with any governmental agency in my life, because I get an email from her probably every day, sometimes twice a day. Can't compliment her enough. I know she has a good crew, but 2 days, we waited 30 years, and I'm just amazed. Now, our biggest problem, and the sheriff's gentleman was here, but he'll be getting letters from me too. Now we have another bigger problem, and that is speeding. Because I am telling you right now, you cannot believe how fast the cars go by this. It says 35 miles an hour. I am telling you right now, they're not even close to doing it. I wouldn't say they're doing 70, but I'm telling you right now, they're doing 55 to 60 miles an hour as they pass a sign that says 35. Now, they do sit out there from time to time, but it's not good out there. And it's only going to get worse, because I'm telling you right now, the Indy 500 is now in the town of Southeast on Route 22, which is sad. But I have to thank her.
also
Our
312,
alignments are going to be much better and smoother traveling, and she did an excellent job.
And she
She
was
also
also.
did 312.
Yeah, she
She
did
was the vet.
312, she did 684.
Yep.
You know, we receive all the emails because the town board is forwarded these emails from Tony, and it's amazing how much she's done in the past How long has this been going on now? For a few months, right?
Beginning of the summer.
6 months.
Yeah,
Yeah, 312 was a long project, that's what
Right.
the
Yeah,
long time.
and we were delayed a little bit, you know, people kept calling me and asking me, when, and I would tell them, and I hate in government when you speak, because in private practice, when I was in private business, you know, you could say something and get it done, but there's delays, you know, 312 took a little bit longer what they did, they went down toward Westchester County. I mean, it's all one bid, and she had to segment accordingly. In the end, maybe a month and a half late, but it was well worth the wait. Especially at 30 years, what's another couple of weeks or a month? Nothing. So again, my hat's off to her. I've sent her employers letter, you know, complimenting her action, and mainly because she's really in contact. She really does an excellent, excellent job. So again, thank you to her.
Now we gotta get them to do the part near Red Rooster and lower Route 22, near
Yeah.
the Bull in the Barrel, but
Well, those have
Hopefully
been
next
done more recent than this.
yeah.
This has been
No,
a
this is- no.
long, long time.
they did a wonderful job.
Anyone else? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, we close tonight's meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for
Thank you.
coming.